morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing? This is Coffee and Sports in the Morning Show here with your host, Coach Dante, and I got two good guests right here, man. My brothers from the Empire Sports Network. Got my boy Jay Jones, and my boy God the Three, my boy Brett. How you guys doing this morning, man? How you guys?
Feeling good, feeling great. Feeling great, feeling good. How are you?
He came in with a rap early this morning. I like that.
Hey,
I'm not that creative, but I'm feeling great, ready to talk some sports.
Hey, yeah,
yes,
man.
sir.
Hey, yeah, man. Hey, man. Hey, boy. Hey, Brett, man. Your boy Beauchamp been solid, man, in that summer league. Man. He's been looking pretty good, man. So, other than that, man, let's get into a bounce back game yesterday. Wemby, man. Big Vic, aka Big Vic, man. So, other than that, man, Big Vic had a hell of a game yesterday. Bounce back game. Brought the Spurs back in the game. Hit some big time shots. Showed some improvement yesterday after what he showed against Brandon Miller, who has not really looked good himself in summer league. But we'll get more into that soon. We'll get more into Brandon Miller, because I also want to talk about him. But Wembanyama, man, had a great game yesterday. Even though it came in a loss, but he looked impressive. It just seemed like the more attention was on Wemby than more the loss was yesterday. But other than that, Big Vic, man. Big Vic box score was 27 points, 12 rebounds. He was 2 of 4 from 3, 9 of 14 from the field for Big Vic. Jay, tell me about it, man. What you like? What do you like from Vic in this second game, bouncing back after that first game? But give me some concerns. Give me some concerns, because a lot of people don't think summer league is a big deal. Well, I don't think it's a big deal, but again, it could be. It is some concerns down, because you got other players trying to make rosters. You got other players that played in the league before trying to get their rebound to the NBA. You got coaches going for jobs, but you also give the veteran players that's at the summer league a game plan on how they will play Vic, and you're playing against way better talent than in the summer league. So give me some suggestions on the bounce back game yesterday, but also give me some flaws he needs to work on when he playing against a bigger talent in the NBA.
So the first part, the bounce back game, it's what he needed, right? After the performance he had game one. There's a lot of hype for him coming into summer league. We were all excited to see him. Then he had the situation with Britney Spears. He just had a lot of distractions coming into the game. He I don't know how true this was, but he said after game one he didn't really know what he was doing or had an idea of what he was doing. So I think he finally kind of got some of the nervousness out. He looked a lot more aggressive with his shot. He looked a lot more comfortable. He didn't force anything too much from what I saw. He let the game come to him. So I think I would like to see Wemby play with a little bit more not confidence, but more aggression, right? I would actually like to see him, talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like block somebody's shot, dunk on them, let that little humbleness go on the court, man. But it was a good game for him. It was something that he definitely needed to help his confidence as he goes into game three. Some of his concerns for me, his shot selection is a little touchy at times. I was reading a scouting report on him. His shot selection is one of them. His passing, when he gets into double teams, he can telegraph his passes a lot, which he can easily be picked off on. But outside of that, even sometimes I think his conditioning, sometimes he looks like he's a little tired when he's coming up the court when they're moving at a fast pace. So that might need some improvement as well. But outside of that, his versatility as a defender is really pretty impressive for him to be that tall. Obviously, his dribbling abilities and, defensively, they try to hit those step back threes and he can get them.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, it's a lot of flaws, that I do see there. But other than that, you're right. I think he's going to be a hell of a defender. I think, even though he is small, and I think his upper body strength needs to be improved. He is small, but I think he makes up for that length, that size and that length makes up for it. It make him be a great, solid rim protector by him being 7'4" and having that 8-foot wingspan. He's going to be fine on the defensive side. But when you're going up against Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, I don't think he's going to be able to post him up. I don't think he's going to be able to post. He's not physical and strong enough to do that. So I believe most of his opportunities going to basically have to come on face-up shots. But if he can hit that jump shot consistently, I believe that could be a problem. That will help him. That will help his overall game and his dribbling. If you're going to be out there dribbling, you need to improve that because, again, he's not a really good ball handler. When you're going, we already know when you're in the league, people, they're already going down there and getting in the summer league. They're already stealing the ball from the summer league.
Yeah.
When you're playing against a team like the Bucks or any team, they're going to go down there and get it. Then when he gets the rebound, he needs to go up with it. He needs to keep the ball up high and go up with it. He brings it down way too much. But other than that, if my team can hit that jump shot, I think that will put him on point because you got big man now. Some of them don't like to come out to the three. Now that gives you an advantage to drive to the basket. Now that gives you ability to drive to the basket, and he can be more unstoppable like that. But Popovich gonna put him in some mismatches where you can get a smaller guy on him. He always does that. Before he's going up against these big old guys, he's not going to be able to back him down. He's going to have to basically rely on that jump shot and have a face-up game. He's going to be able to have to do. He's going to have to do that in the NBA. I think he's going to be a hell of a defensive player. He's going to be probably be a first teamer. He's going to be a first team guy and a top blocking leader. I think he's going to be good at the rim. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I definitely think he's gonna be known more for his defense, like the first year, more than he will his offense, because he just like you alluded to, like he's his length and wingspan makes up for his weight. I think they're also gonna try to play him at the 3 or the 4, so he won't have to match up with the Jokers and the Embiids, because they know he can't, you know what I'm saying? He can't match up with them. So I think he's going to be on more of those wing players, kind of like what you see KD, type stuff.
Yep. Go ahead, Brett. Give me your thoughts. Give me your concerns about Wemby, and go ahead, give me your thoughts, Brett.
So one thing that I did enjoy from the first game, even though he struggled offensively, he still made an impact defensively. I think you're looking at a guy who he might have trouble with stronger players like your Joel Embiid, Giannis's. Those guys are probably going to give him fits. But I think if you put him on the weak side as a help side defender, it's going to be an absolute nightmare for people to try to get around their defender and then shoot over him too. So I think that's where a lot of his success on the defensive end is going to come. So that's one thing I definitely enjoyed. And then to me, he just looked more confident in the second game. In the first game, he looked undecisive. You had him just dribbling right into the help defense and getting ripped. So he just looked really unsure of himself. He didn't look like he had that confidence. Second game, he looked much more comfortable. He's definitely got to kind of tighten up on his handles, or at least watch what he's doing with them to avoid dribbling himself into trouble. And his shot selection does need some work, but full year with Pop, I think he'll iron that out for him. So overall, I don't see really anything with him right now that isn't completely, unfixable.
True.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem if you have him guard 3 or 4s. He's gonna have to be stretched out a little more. And I mean, like, I don't know if I could trust him guarding those 3 or 4 guys, 3 and 4s, because they're more versatile, they're more faster, and I think he's gonna have trouble guarding quickness. I know his wingspan is going to make up for it. So if you have him guarding the 5, he can stay in the paint, depending on who he's guarding. Like if you have him guarding Rudy Gobert, that's perfect. That's a perfect matchup because he doesn't have to move. He doesn't have to worry about Rudy Gobert stepping outside. Now, Karl Anthony Towns and stuff like that, you got to worry about it because they can also shoot. Julius Randle, he can also make a play. So 3 or 4s, I don't think he's going to be able to guard those guys because they're more stretches. You want Wemby making an impact in the paint. You don't want him to have to guard those quicker guys outside because you know what that's doing? That's taking him away from the paint. That's taking a he get Rudy Gobert got no moves. He got no post game, but he's going to be able to stay. He's going to be able to. That's why I say that's a perfect matchup for Wemby because he don't have to. All he have to do. Go ahead, Jay.
I don't know. I think that's where they want him though. I think they want him on the 3 and 4s because of his wingspan. Because we all know if he go inside, it's barbecue chicken. Even if he's getting rebounds and stuff like that, like he's gonna get moved easily. I mean, Brandon Miller was moving him, and he's 6'8", 6. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what the defenses that he plays in. I like the help. Having him on the help side. I think that if he is down low, I think that might make sense. But I'm interested to see how they play him. But from what I've seen, it looks like they want to keep him on the wings, and I'm with you too. Like I don't know if that's going to be good or bad because it's a lot of fast 3 and 4s out there. So yeah, I'm interested to see how they're going to play him.
See, Brandon Miller also put a move on him too. Put a move on him until he got fouled. He was gonna make that layup. That's why I say I don't want him out there going to unless you play in a Karl Anthony Towns, because that's gonna force you to come out there. That's gonna force you to come out there to outside. Like I say, his position gonna be the 5. His position ain't gonna be the 4. They're gonna Pop is gonna put him at the 5 position. He's too tall. He's too lengthy to play the 3 or 4. I don't think he's quick enough to guard 3 or 4s. Well, probably 4s. You got an outside shot, but the 4s he got to play. They're gonna bring him out of the paint. And I don't think you want him too far up out of the paint. And that's when his quickness. That's when people will take advantage of him. If they're hitting shots and they go right past them. It depends on the matchup too. It also depends on the matchup. You got to go. So when you're going against Rudy Gobert, that's no problem. You can game plan for that because he ain't gonna pick and pop. He's gonna just pick and roll. Rudy Gobert damn sure ain't picking and popping. So that's gonna make it easier for him. But people like Joel Embiid, he shoots the jump shot too much. Joel Embiid shoots that jump shot a little bit too much. That probably save him a little bit. But when Joel Embiid is also physical and strong enough to overpower him. Also, I hate to saying this about Mr. No Show, but when he's on, he's on. When he's on, he's on. He can take advantage. I think, like I say, it just depending on his matchup. But the 3s, I think the 3s are way too quick for Wemby. It just depends on the 3s you got him going up against. I think they're way too quick for him to go on the outside for that. But he's gonna, like I say, he's gonna be an all-time. People are gonna be scared to go in that damn paint though. If he's in that paint, people are going to be scared to going inside. They're going to go to the baseline. They're going to pass it off every single time. They're going to be scared. That dude's going to be an all-world defender. Watch. He's going to be an all-world.
That's why I need him to be aggressive and nasty. So even if he knock him on their ass, he just can start yelling at him and talking trash. Yeah.
I think the easiest way to think about how they're going to use him defensively is you put him on the worst shooter out there. Go to the front court, find the worst shooter. There you go. Put Wemby so he can be a help side menace in the paint. You're facing Philly?
It just depends on
go guard PJ Tucker.
See, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the like people like Jokic. Jokic gonna give him a problem because he can shoot from the outside. People like Bam. He's quicker and he can shoot from the outside. So I think that's what depending on who he's facing night to night. It depends on who he's facing. If he's not facing a non-shooter, then he's good. But if he's facing everybody like that's more quicker than him that can shoot, that's gonna become a problem. That's gonna become a problem. So anybody that has trouble shooting, you can actually hide him on the perimeter, or you don't have to. You can keep him in the paint. It just depends on who he's going up against. But other than that, man, we got another one. Matter of fact, I'm just making up something right now, Brett. Tell me about Milwaukee, man. Tell me about who's impressed you on your Milwaukee Summer League.
I'm really liking both of our young players so far. I'm really liking Beauchamp. There was reports that he went out to Greece to work out with Giannis, and you can tell he's put a lot of work into his game. He's still, he's still not a perfect product, but you can tell he's made leaps and bounds strides. I think Jackson, our rookie from this year's draft too. You're looking at a guy who's showing a lot of potential and promise as a defender. He's especially coming from the help side. You can see his insane. He's already shown ability to block shots. He hustles. He runs. So overall, I really like Beauchamp and our 36 pick from this year's draft.
Okay.
You're muted, Coach.
You muted, Coach.
Yeah, Jay, tell me who you like, man. Tell me who you like.
I've been watching Trey Mann from OKC.
Okay.
He's been getting busy. He obviously he had a monster jump in one of the I think one of the first seasons.
Utah Jazz.
Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah, he had a monster jam. Keontae George
Love
in
him.
Utah. Yeah, he's been balling. I've been watching him. It's a few other guys that I've been watching, but those two guys I've been trying to catch. The I don't know how to say his name, Bilal that got drafted by the Wizards. I've been trying to watch him.
Bilal Coulibaly. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't really got a chance to see him, but I've heard some positive things about him. So it's been fun. I've been enjoying it. Those guys have been putting on the show. I've enjoyed watching them. Even the well before he got hurt, the Thompson brothers. They both.
Thompson. He played for Mara.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I hated to see him and Scoot go down because I like Scoot, and Scoot did this thing with the minutes that he played, and so did Amen Thompson. So I liked a few players, so they've been impressive to me, and even the young man that took over for Scoot yesterday, what's his name, DeVoe, he was dropping some buckets in there last night too.
So this is what I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Y'all may not like this. So on 72 key, when I made my coaches list, don't expect Jabari Smith to be on the list. Don't expect Keegan Murray or Jovic to be on the list. Don't expect them to be on my list. Because you know why? They already seen the NBA before. So this like they supposed to be doing. They supposed to actually do this. So don't expect just because he put up a 38-point game. Yes, it was nice. Don't expect them to be on my list. It's the only people that's first year players. They seen the Jabari them. He's great. He's awesome right now. But Jovic them, they supposed to be doing this. They played in the league. They already saw it. They already saw the best they had to offer in the league. Now I like the fact that they want to play basketball, that they want to improve, and that's really good too. But this is what they supposed to be doing. They supposed to be dominating. Shaden Sharp, they supposed to be dominating some league because they already seen the best of the league. These players haven't. These rookies coming in haven't. So I'm gonna go on Jaden Noel. Y'all remember Jaden? I mean, not Jaden Noel, but Marquise Noel.
Marquise Noel, that's my guy. I haven't seen him
right now. That dude is nice. He had a great game against Chicago, man. He had a nice game against Chicago. For him to be 5'8" and for him to get any shot he wants, and he's also a very good playmaker as well. You just mentioned one of my favorite guys, Keontae George. Is really good, man. That dude had 33 and 10 the other night. He was awesome. And I'm also give one. And Dylan, man, I told you, man, you got a good one. Jarris Walker out of Houston. That dude had a great points didn't show up. He had 8 points, 13 rebounds, but he had a hell of a game on the defensive side of the ball. And Jarris Walker, it was impressive versus who they played against. I forgot who they actually went up against. And all those guys, though, that Pacers team looked really good coming up against the East. That Pacers team looked really good in the back end of that Eastern Conference. So, again, Greg Popovich just got an extension, and it's worth $80 mil. Brett, I'm gonna start this conversation with you. What you think about Greg Popovich deal?
Well, I expected him to get a new contract if he wanted it, so it doesn't come as a shock. He is like 73 though, and the fact he got 5 years kind of threw me off guard. I thought it was going to be a shorter deal. So overall, Papa has at this point earned the right if he wants to keep coaching until he can anymore, as long as he develops Wemby properly, which I know he will. Then, he's earned that right if he wants to keep coaching. So I don't mind this move for the Spurs. It's just the length of the contract that caught me off guard because I didn't think Pop was going to stick around for another 5 years, honestly.
True. I agree.
Jay?
I agree. No, I kind of expected that he would get an extension. Once they announced that they got the first pick of the draft, we knew they were going Wemby. So, like he said, I was kind of surprised that he got 5 years. But hey, it's Pop. You gonna tell him no? So,
to me, people like Mike Tomlin, Greg Popovich, they should go out however the hell they want to go out. They want to retire. Don't fire them. They deserve to go out however they want to go out. They deserve to go out. If they I don't care if he doesn't win any games this year. He's gonna be an all-time great coach. He's one of all-time great coaches in our league. And let that man just go out how you want to go out. And like I say, they deserve a lot of respect, man. They deserve a lot of respect. Don't you know how hard it is? Even how not to have a one losing season. Now, basketball is different. Basketball is different. You're gonna have a losing season at some point. But in football, don't you know how hard it is to not have one losing season? But that's also speak the consistency of those two organizations as well, because they don't change head coaches. They don't change head coaches either. So that speaks value facts about about both of those organizations. Masterclass for organizations, two consistent organizations. So we got the in-season tournament, y'all. We got an in-season tournament. Starts November 3rd. A lot of people's on the brink with this. In and out about this. It starts November 3rd. You got each team in the East got their own bracket. You got each team in the West got their own bracket as well. And the winner gets the in-season tournament championship. That doesn't mean the season will be over. That's just an in-season tournament. After the tournament, the season will resume because the season is not over with to June. So, in these games, I think will count as well. Yeah, but it is a season tournament. It is an in-season tournament. Jay, I'm gonna start with you first. What's your first thoughts on this in-season tournament?
My first thought was why do we need a in-season tournament? But reading Adam Silver's response, he's trying to bring a European style tournament to the NBA, and that's why the trophy's called the NBA Cup. Right? So I'm not really a fan of it, but this is gonna be something like the play-in tournament, right? Like I really didn't agree with the play-in tournament, but after a few years, it's eventually gonna grow on us, and we're not gonna really. It's not gonna really bother us like it's probably bothering us now. But I don't really see too much of a benefit. I honestly think that maybe the timing of it is wrong. You're going up against the NFL. Like that's the heart of the NFL season. So I'm not really concerned about an NBA in-season tournament when my team is playing, you know what I'm saying, on Sundays. Now I do know they said that they're going to be playing on Tuesdays and Fridays. I think that's if I'm correct.
Yeah, Tuesdays and Fridays, yeah.
Tuesdays and Fridays. So they might get a little bit of, they might get some burn off that. But I mean, I'm gonna see what it looks like, but it doesn't do anything for me. I'm still gonna watch this the regular season game, and even if you win the NBA Cup, you're not guaranteed a playoff spot. So you can win the in-season tournament and not make the playoff. Yeah. So it's just something new. It's gonna take time for us to adapt to.
Go ahead, Brett.
So I actually really kind of enjoy it, to be honest, because a lot of people complain, regular season means nothing. So I know the in-season tournament at the end of the day doesn't really mean a whole heck of a lot either. But at the same time, at least they're trying to spruce up the regular season and make it feel more important to like the casual fans and just fans in general. So I don't have a problem with it, and I actually kind of enjoy it. It'll be a fun little fun thing to keep track of. Like I said, at the end of the day, it still counts towards the regular season. It's not like these games are meaningless. Teams are going to try their hardest, so it should be interesting to see who wins. Should be a lot of fun, honestly.
Definitely. When you brought up that point that Brett, when people say regular season don't mean nothing, I think it does mean something. How do you make the playoffs without the regular season? How do every team make the playoff? How do you make the playoffs?
Oh, absolutely. I think the regular season matters a ton.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that just don't take any stock into it. So, like I said, at least they're doing a little something to try to mix it up.
I think that.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. Get out.
I think people I think because the season is so long with 82 games, people kind of like, I'll get to it after the All-Star break. Like that's when the season starts. Like football, it's only like 18 games. Same with baseball. People don't really watch. I mean, you got to be a real baseball fan to watch baseball for 162 games. Most people don't watch baseball until it's close to the playoffs. Same with March Madness. Like people don't watch March Madness until it's March Madness, unless you're a vivid college basketball fan. So I think with the NBA, it's kind of the same way. It's like, oh, okay, it's 82 games. All right, we don't win the tournament, but my team got to win to get in the in the playoffs in the NFL. So that's why I think the regular season, people don't take it as serious because they know it's a longer season than football.
What's good? What's good, A-Roll? Hey man, your Orioles look good them last two games against the New York Yankees, man. They look pretty good, man. I was gonna see you be depressed in our Wednesday show, man. I pretty much just think I don't have to worry about that too much right there. All right. So we got Christian Wood. The Lakers are interested in Christian Wood. If y'all don't know Christian Wood's history, he was undrafted. He went to the Sixers. Did play for the Sixers. They let him go. He played for Detroit. He played for the Houston Rockets, where he had his best season, 2 seasons. He had his best 2 seasons as well. But other than that, how good of a fit Brett Christian Wood will be if he signs with the Lakers? Do you think he will be a help or a fit to him? We know he's coming off the bench. Now he's going to be a bench player. He's not a starter no more. I think he didn't elf up that chance. He didn't elf up that chance at that point. It got to the point when Dallas didn't want to use him no more. But how big of a fit you think he will be with the Lakers? And plus, Freddie want everybody. He want everybody on the Lakers anyway. So I guess this will be a good move. So go ahead, Brett.
No, fair enough. I think Christian Wood would actually be a really good fit because he's shown he can get buckets, and he can absolutely dominate a second unit. And then going to the Lakers, it'd be a situation where if you did need to slide him into the starting lineup, obviously he has some deficiencies on defense, but Anthony Davis is a perfect guy to cover for those. So I think it'd be a good move, and I think it's a move where you can run him with the starters if needed, and you can also run him off the bench. Obviously, you're mainly running him with the bench, but if he's feeling it, maybe you throw him out there with the starters. But overall, I think the Lakers are actually a really good fit for Christian Wood if that's where he decides to go.
Go ahead, Jake.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, he scoring wise, yeah, he can come off the bench and give you bucks, but I don't think that's the best spot for him to go. He could probably go to like Golden State or somebody like that and be in the pick and roll. I don't know. But I just think with the late, yeah, I think he'll be good off the bench. But like as a starter, I think it's just going to be hard for them to space the floor. You already got Anthony Davis shooting threes and outside on the perimeter. Christian Wood is the same thing. I don't know. It could work with him coming off the six, but he don't play his defense is bad. And I don't know how much you can get away with that with his defense being as bad as it is. So I see like everybody's trying to offer him, I believe, the vet minimum. So if you can get him for cheap, yeah, it works. But if you got to pay a high price for him, nah, it's not worth it for the Lakers.
What's good, Gene? I think he's a bench player, but I think he can be effective coming off the bench. I would say I would like him. I would actually like him in Miami coming off the bench. They already lost Matt Screws. They did lose. They did end up losing Gabe Vincent. I think him coming off the bench for Miami, I think that would help. I think Kevin Love. I don't know if he's going to be a starter, or you can either start him if you want to put him, have a front court of Christian Wood and Adebayo. You can start him at the 4 or the 5, however you want it. But he's too small to guard 5s, so I would say more of the 4 because he is a versatile defender. He can guard perimeter. He can guard perimeter people. He just can't guard inside people. And you got Bam. Right there on the side that can pretty much stronger than him. He's very physical. You got Kevin Love coming off the bench if you need to pull Christian Wood out. So I think Miami will be a solid. I think Miami will be a solid choice for Christian Wood. And another team that you mentioned, Jay, you mentioned a solid team right there. Lakers, he could do it. Lakers bench is solid. It's actually nice. I like the Lakers bench. I like the Lakers bench. They're very deep coming off that. They're very deep coming off that bench, man. So we got which duo would you which duo would you be a threat in today's game? Luka and Dirk, or AI and Joel Embiid? Jay, I'm gonna start with you.
In today's league, Shit. Luka's. I mean, because Luka and Dirk are both shooters, and that's the way that the league is right now. But I still kind of like Iverson and Embiid. A guard who can get to the basket. You know what I'm saying? I know his jump shot wasn't. It's not. I mean, it wasn't as good as it could have been, but like I still think AI will still be pretty dominant in this era, along with Embiid. I think that'll work. I think he can still get that duo will still be able to get it done.
Go ahead, Brett.
So I went back and forth on this one for a hot minute because it's definitely an interesting one. At first, I thought Luka and Dirk, but and then I decided to switch over to AI and Embiid for this one. And the big reason is, I think Luka and Dirk would probably break the league on offense with how great they both would be. But that defense, you put them in the pick and roll, Dirk's slow feet, Luka's inability to navigate screens or really defend anything outside of a post up, and it would be an absolute nightmare. Like they'd score 130 a game, but that duo's giving up 135 a game. So to me, there's just so many question marks on defense for those two. As to where, yeah, Allen Iverson, there's question marks with him on defense. He's a little small, but you have Joel Embiid back there to back him up, which would allow Allen Iverson to be aggressive and play the passing lanes, which is, how he became a steals champ. So I think just because Joel Embiid tips the scales that much for me, I would go AI and Embiid because they would still be really great on offense, and Joel Embiid is just an anchor on defense.
True. Yep, I agree.
Clean sweep across the board. It's AI. He was a steals champion at one point, so he does play the passing lanes pretty good, and he does compete on the defensive side. And Joel Embiid is a force inside the paint. So I also think Luka them, like Brett made a good point. I think Luka them can play in this era, but the problem is on the defensive side. They're gonna be cooked on the defensive side of the ball. They're gonna be able to score. They're gonna be able to score easily, but the defensive side of the ball, they won't like the defensive side of the ball pretty much. But other than that, we got who's your most underrated running back in the league this coming year? Give me a most underrated running back anyway. Doesn't matter if it's this year, next year, last year. Start with you, Brett. Give me an underrated running back.
The guy I'm looking for right now is actually in Tampa. I'm interested in Rachaad White.
Okay.
He backed up Leonard Fournette last year, but now Leonard Fournette's gone, and this is a guy that got 450 yards on the ground and added another 290 in the air while kind of splitting carries. So I'm really looking forward to see what he does this year, because I think in a more prominent role, you're looking at a guy who's going to be a very versatile running back who can produce on the ground and in the air. So that's who I'm looking forward to this year.
Okay. I'm gonna give a name. It's not a household name at all, but my man D'Onta Foreman. I like D'Onta Foreman. He's a really great. Hard nose, between the nose runner. He can catch out the backfield. I'm surprised he hasn't found like an actual home where he'll stop being moved. He came from Houston. I know he had a stint in Atlanta. He had a stint in Tennessee when Derrick Henry went out. Hard physical runner. I like him. He's got underrated speed. People don't really think of him as a speed back, and I'm not saying he's like a burner, but he can get through those tackles and be gone. So I like D'Onta Foreman, man. He's in Chicago now. They moved David Montgomery, so I'm hoping that he has a solid year this year, and hopefully he can make Chicago a home, man. He's definitely a great back. He's definitely an underrated back in my book.
All right, so I got a good one. He came out of the NFL draft this year. Devon Achane is nice. He's an athlete, man. He's a track athlete, but I'm going to go with a rookie that did come in this class. And
Tajay.
Look out for him. It's not Tajay, but I think Tajay is going to be fine. I think Tajay is really good. I think he's really good, like Tajay Spears. I'm going to go with Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA. He's in that backfield. You know who he's in the backfield with? Kenneth Walker from Seattle. Him and those two guys are going to be a 1-2 punch. I like Zach Charbonnet. He's strong. He's physical. He can run, but that guy can run between the tackles. Them in Seattle Seahawks got something built cooking up, man. In Seattle, that's going to be a hell of a backfield to watch out for. Like Zach Charbonnet, but I do like Tajay. I'm a big fan of Tajay for what he did to USC. He torched USC. Yeah, the USC game, man. I mean, that's all. He's been doing it all. He's been doing that all year. But against USC, of course, USC don't play no defense. But to do it against that caliber, anyway, for him to be pop, like they did make some big plays on the offensive side of the ball, passing the ball against USC. But that dude made a difference. That dude carved it up outside of the fumble that he had later. But man, this dude was crazy. This dude went crazy. This dude went flat out crazy. So I like that. That's a good running back. That's a good backfield. That's a good backfield to have of Derrick Henry and Tajay Spears. I ain't gonna lie, that's a good backfield. I'd say. Yeah. I hate seeing that. If I'm a Texas fan, I really hate seeing that combination.
I was gonna say your boy too, Damian Pierce. I mean, people probably know about him now, but like I think he's underrated. He's tough, man. He's a hell of a runner. I like him too.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good backfield competition. We also got Singletary in that backfield along with. That's gonna be a good backfield. Them two backfields gonna be nice, man. So we got what would you rather have, Brett? What would you rather have? 300 mil with no rings or 54 mil with 7 rings? What would you rather have? Yeah.
You know, I would love to say, yeah, give me my 7 rings, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't passing up on 300 mil. So if I'm 300 making 300 mil, I'm probably also regarded as one of the best in the league. I'm making a lot of money. I'm making even more money off endorsements and everything. So yeah, no, give me my 300 mil.
Yeah, I gotta agree, man. I'd be lying if I said I would want the 300 mil, man. As much as I'm competitive and want to win, but 300 mil is 300 mil right there, man. So.
Hey, that was crazy right there.
I'd be lying, man.
That was a crazy question. All right, so we only got 2 baseball questions though. Who wins the home run derby tonight?
Man, the popular pick is Pete Alonso.
Yep.
Right. That's the popular pick. But I'm actually going against I'm going with the home guy. I'm going with Julio Rodriguez, man, J-Rod, man. And he got Pete Alonso in the first round. So if he can get past Pete, man, I think he can get it done, man. I'm going with the hometown kid. He had some experience last year, the runner-up to Juan Soto. So he has experience. I think he can get it done. Bring it home like Bryce did it in D.C. You know what I'm saying? Hometown.
Not a bad pick. I love that pick. So you picking him to repeat what he did last year?
No, he didn't win. I want him to win this year.
He won it last year. He's the defending champion. A-Rod is the defending champion.
No, I thought Soto won last year.
No, Soto didn't win. He did. A-Rod won.
Oh shit! Well then, yeah.
No, you good. It's a hell of a pick anyway. It goes.
Nah, I'm still gonna run with him though. I'm still gonna go with him. I could have sworn Soto's won it, but all right, okay. I'm still sticking with J-Rod.
I might be wrong, but I know J-Rod was in the finals.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, I wouldn't be boring. I'm going to stick with the popular pick. I think Pete Alonso becomes the first 3-time home run derby champ and Griffey Jr.
All right.
So, yeah. And it'll be kind of fun to see history happen if that does happen. So I'm going to roll with it, and I'm going to go with Pete Alonso tonight.
I appreciate it. I might be wrong, but I know he was in the finals. You're right. So Soto is the defending champion. You good. That's okay. He was the defending champion. All right. Well, this is the last game.
Ain't no way I'm picking no Met. Not with this hat on. Ain't picking nobody in the NL East.
Do you think Ohtani gets traded this year or next year? He'll play it out and go to free agency. Jay.
They need to trade him. They need to trade him this year to get some value back for him. I know it's going to be you're going to have to get like the whole team and prospects for him back, but I know the general manager for the Angels doesn't want to be the guy that lets him that trades him away, but you're either going to be the guy that either trades him or let him walk because he's not coming back to Anaheim. So you might as well get some value back for him, and you might as well, shit. I would trade Trout too and just rebuild. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get rid of. You got to trade him this year as much as it hurts. But and you got to make sure you get some. You're not gonna get value as a value player back, but you got to get something that's gonna work towards your future. So trade him. Come on, Angels. Just don't trade him to the NL East.
Yeah, go ahead, Brett.
So I understand why they're probably not going to end up trading him because of how popular he is. He has international appeal. He draws a lot of money for them. But at the same time, if we're just strictly talking about an on the field perspective, yeah, you got to trade him. At this point, it's clearly shown that you can't compete with him and Trout. You haven't been able to build the team. You don't have a farm system to fall back on. Like, to me, at this point, if we're just strictly keeping it on the field, yeah, trade him, get the biggest haul ever for a trade in MLB history, which is probably what would happen with a two-way player like Ohtani. And then trade Trout too. Just get this rebuild started. To me, it's really simple. Trade him and restart.
Yep.
You got you. I say I ain't got to say nothing else. You guys said it all. I think if you're gonna come off Ohtani, I want Trout to be traded. How you have the best two players in the world and you can't even make a playoff. You can't even make the playoffs. Trout has only made the playoffs one time in his whole career. Made the playoffs just one time in his whole career. But they spend all the money on hitting when pitching is the problem. Pitching is the absolute problem. So nothing else needs to be said. You need pitching. People don't know you need pitching in this league. Hitting, yes, you want to have hitting, but you do need pitching in this league. And the Angels, they always go for the big bats. They never go for the pitch. They never go for pitching. And they think the bats is gonna just overpower any pitching staff. I don't think so. Outside of Ohtani and Trout, you got nobody else in the lineup who's actually, Taylor Ward, he's solid. He's a solid hitter. But out those two, it's the heart and soul of the Angels. So I think they should go full rebuild. They should go full rebuild on those two. Those two definitely deserve to go somewhere else and compete. So,
do y'all have any teams of what? Y'all have any teams that y'all think he should go to? Like any teams that should trade for him?
It's going to be a lot of teams. It's going to be a lot of playoff contender teams that's going to want him. It's going to want him. So I think the whole. If you ask me, what team would not be on Shohei Ohtani or Mike Trout? Any playoff team will be happy to grab them. I would say any playoff contending team for those two guys. But if I'm the Angels, I'm sending them out. If I'm going to trade them, I'm going to send them out the AL because I'm not going to want to play them. I'm not going to want to see them. I'm not going to want to see them in AL at all. So if I'm them, I would trade them to the NL side of things. I would trade them to the NL side of the thing. We already know how the NFL go. Hey, trade them out of the conference. Trade their ass out of the conference. Don't trade them in the conference now. Don't trade them in the conference now. Trade them out of them. So we got a guy, DeAndre Hopkins. Two teams is interested in his services. Tennessee to look at Doug said send him to the Yankees. hey, just send him out of the conference.
Hey, they can use him though. They can use them. I just don't know if they got the money or the prospects to get them.
Hey, look at Doug. Send them to the Yankees. Send them out of the conference. Send them boys out of the conference. I know. Hey, cool. Y'all don't need them. Y'all
good in the eight.
Braves good. Y'all got a hell of a team over there. Y'all got an unstoppable team. Y'all don't need them. Y'all straight. Y'all a World Series team without them. Without both of them. So like we know what it takes to win. Jay, the Braves know what it takes to win. The Astros know what it takes. They know what it takes. Takes to win. We know what it takes to win. We don't know if the Yankees know what it takes to win no more. We don't know about that anymore. We down sure don't know we don't know if they got what it takes to win. But like I say, I do respect their organization though. I respect the hell out of their organization though.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. No doubt. But DeAndre Hopkins, 31 years old. The Patriots and the Titans are interested in his service. The sleeper team could be the Chiefs. They're also not going to rule them out because there's also been negotiations with them and talks to them. What would be the best fit for DeAndre Hopkins? What would be his best fit?
I mean, to keep it easy, if he wants to look the best, he should take less money and go to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes would make him look like $1 million, and this dude's already an elite receiver. So I think that connection would just be magic all year. I think the Patriots probably need him more. I think you got to get he would be a great safety net for Mac Jones. You'd give him a elite receiver, somebody that if he's in trouble, he can just kind of turn to. When it comes to the Titans, yeah, he would help, but I think a team like the Patriots who have a young quarterback who could use a number one option could use him more. But if he wants to go to a contender, then he should hit up the Chiefs.
Listen, man, Patrick Mahomes don't need no more help. He good, all right? Patrick, you good. You got Kelsey, you got Andy Reid, you good. You got Kadarius Toney, you good. Hey, look, D-Hop, Jay, it's your boy. I've been getting at you all this free agency. Come on down to Nashville, big homie. We need you. I know they saying the media and everybody wants you to go to New England. But look, even before AJ left, Tannehill made AJ a Pro Bowler and everything like that. He was putting up numbers before he got over there to Jalen Hurts and whatnot. So, hey, D-Hop, we got a pretty good organization. We ain't got no chips, but we got a, nice new owner, nice GM. We getting the stadium in 2026. We got some pieces, man. Come on to Nashville, man. Let's go. Come on. We got the jersey waiting for you, man. Come on, man. And you get to play the Texans twice. So come on, man. And you get to wear these powder blue throwbacks, man. Come on, man. Why not, baby?
There we go. Let us go. Hey, that talk make work, man. It might help get them to Tennessee, man.
Let's go, D-Hop.
You may get them to Tennessee because, again, I say Tennessee. I know you already got tired of playing them in the AFC South. You used to playing them. You already know how good he is. But hey, Jay, maybe Jay talk, bring him to Tennessee. Maybe you bring him. You do a good job of bringing him to Tennessee. Love that,
man. Belichick ain't won nothing since Brady, man. He ain't gonna win nothing right now without Brady, man. Come on to Nashville.
All right, so we got Kevin Durant says Kevin Durant is better than Larry Bird, and it's actually not even close. Go ahead, Jay. What you think? Is Kevin Durant a better basketball player than Larry Bird?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, Larry Bird was an animal, bro. Like Larry Bird. I mean, Kevin Durant is too. Don't get me wrong, man. But I mean, it's two different eras, man. Like Kevin might have better dribbling handles and everything like that. But I think Larry Bird's three was just fluid, bro. Like his jump shot was fluid. I mean, he would tell defenders what he was going to do and then do it. Like that's on a different level of pettiness and trash talking, man. Like I would be hot if somebody told me I'm gonna hit this three and then I'm gonna do this, do that, and he just bam right in my face. Like nah. So I'm gonna probably give the edge to Larry Legend, man. Like we gotta stop disrespecting the legends like this.
Go ahead.
When it comes to comparing those, I think Kevin Durant has an edge in scoring. Larry Bird was a phenomenal scorer, but Kevin Durant is a completely different beat. Is a beast when it comes to that too. So I'd probably give him a slight edge in scoring, but I would absolutely take Larry Legend because I do think that because before the back injury, we're talking about a guy who was making all NBA defense teams and was also shooting at a ridiculously efficient rate. Not to mention he was also a positive playmaker. The real big flaw with Bird is he had trouble sometimes finishing around the rim because he didn't have much explosiveness. But he didn't let that stop him. So I think overall I would take Larry Bird actually. And like I said, I might give Kevin Durant the edge in scoring, but Bird could score too efficiently. Not to mention he can match him on defense. And I think the real big difference is Bird was an elite playmaker. Kevin Durant is a solid, albeit spectacular one.
Yep. So we got some star bench and cuts. All right, so who are you starting, Jay, in benching and cutting? Caruso, Reeves, Austin Reeves, or Hero?
I'm benching Hero, and I'm starting Austin,
Okay,
and I'm cutting Caruso. Unfortunately,
gotcha.
because he's the only person that played defense, so.
Gotcha. Brett, which one you doing?
No, I agree with that. I like Tyler Hero in a 6-man role. I thought that's where he had his best year for me. So I would bench him. I do think he's the most talented offensive option out of the three, but I really like Austin Reeves just all around game where he does everything good. He's a good playmaker, good defender, good shooter, and I really like him in the starting lineup. So I would start Reeves, bench Hero, and I do think you're looking at Alex Caruso, a first team All NBA level defender, and it does hurt to cut him, but I'd have to cut Caruso.
Yeah.
Got you. So, Jay, I got a question I want to ask you. It is about the Tennessee Titans since we were talking about them. So it looked like you have a quarterback two battle between Levis and Malik Willis. Now they said Malik Willis does have the upper hand at this moment, but he's still on the verge of getting cut. I see you shaking your head. You know, I see you not
Coach,
a big...
don't drink that juice. They out here serving, man. Don't drink that juice, man. That's smoke.
Go ahead.
They don't got no football takes, man. They reaching for headlines, man. Don't believe that, man. Tennessee been in the news all off season about things. We supposed to be trading Derrick Henry. We supposed to be trading Jeffrey Simmons. Kevin Byard was supposed to be gone because nah, man. Don't believe none of that smoke, man. Malik is cool. Malik is fine. He's making strides. He's improved in the OTAs. Vrabel has spoke highly of him recently. We're gonna see what happens in training camp. Once they get in training camp and preseason takes place, things happen and things might go from there. But I don't think that right now they cut Malik Willis. Right now, I think, Will Levis is the odd man out right now, based on what's been reported from the OTA. So, man, don't believe that smoke, Coach. Don't drink that punch, man. Malik
I
is going.
believe it, but I know I heard he kind of got the upper hand going in the training camp.
Nah, man. Yeah. That's just smoke, man. Malik is going. I'm telling you, Malik going to be a starter. If he's not a starter in Nashville, he's going to be a star somewhere on another team. Mark my word. But don't believe that smoke, man.
That just seemed like one of the most clickbait headlines ever. Like,
yeah, man. Like
Malik Willis is ahead. Well, he's had a year in the system, a year with the playbook and everything. I hope he's ahead over Levis. So.
Well, we got a new offensive coordinator, so everybody is new for everybody. So, but I just, like you said, he had a year in. He played a few games last year, man. Will Levis had some ups and downs in OTAs, as you know, but don't believe the punch, man.
Gotcha.
I saw that too. I said, man, here they go again. Why my team, man? Why my team?
Why your team, huh? Why your team, huh?
Man.
So we got
D-Hop.
Y'all try to get D-Hop. Y'all try to get y'all. What you say, Jay? Y'all folks on the pass catcher, huh?
Yeah, man. They out here creating turmoil and smoke, man. See, that's the media trying to get D-Hop to New England, man. Nah, ain't no problem, D-Hop. We good. Come on, man.
I'm not even gonna bother trying to recruit D-Hop to Green Bay.
So we got a star benching cut. We got Jalen Brunson, Halliburton, or LaMelo. Brett, I'm gonna start this one off with you.
Ooh, this is a good one. I'm gonna start Jalen Brunson. I love Jalen Brunson's game, and I've watched him in pretty much seemingly every big game. He seems to elevate his game. But so does Halliburton. So it's a tough one for me, but I'm going to start Jalen Brunson. I'm going to bench Halliburton, and I'm going to cut LaMelo. I love LaMelo's game, but he's oft injured. He's got a lot of talent, but I don't think right now he stacks up to the other two.
Gotcha.
I agree. I go the same route, man. I like Jalen Brunson. I think he may have an edge defensively over Halliburton as well. So, but Halliburton is definitely that guy offensively. So I'm gonna start Brunson, bench Halliburton, and cut LaMelo. Plus LaMelo he stays hurt a little bit too much for me. So
all right. So who had the better career, Chris Paul or Russ? Jay, I'm gonna start this one with you.
CP3, man, like CP3, man. I think people forget what CP3 was like when he first got into the league, when he was with New Orleans and stuff like that. Like CP3 was legit. And he's still legit. Russ has had a great career as well. Obviously, he broke the record for what most triple doubles in a season, something like that. So Russ has had a good career, but I think CP3's had a better overall better career, man.
Yeah, so I think this one's easy too, because as much as I'd probably say Russell Westbrook peaked higher than Chris Paul, but I think Chris Paul has had the overall better career. Not to mention, you're talking about a guy who I think what helped him have a better career is he just meshes well with other players better. When you have Russell Westbrook, you're playing like one way if you really want to maximize his effectiveness due to his limitations as a shooter. With Chris Paul, you can run multiple different options. You can run multiple different plays. You can just do so many more things. His portability is there much more than Russ. You're talking about a better defender. You're talking about I would say Chris Paul and Russ are close as playmakers. They're both excellent playmakers, but I'd probably still give the edge to CP3. Obviously, Russ, I think what really separates him from Chris Paul is his explosiveness. But I think, but Chris Paul makes up for that by being a much better shooter. So I would take Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay, if you want to rebut.
I just don't know why they keep trading my man CP3 like a little $2 hoe, man. They keep sending him around the block, man. They be doing my man wrong, man. CP3 don't deserve. CP3 didn't play for half the NBA teams, man. Why they keep doing him like that?
Oh man, they do. I'm not actually mad at that control. I actually like LaMelo Ball. I actually like LaMelo Ball. I don't know. The team may not going to be as good. They may not make the playoffs like that. They may not be making the playoffs. But if he can stay healthy, he could definitely be a problem. We already know Freddie's answer is Russ Westbrook. Says plays 10 like Russ. Like Russ. Russ is better. All right, gotcha. You're right there. All right, so hey, the Sixers did do something. They did do something this weekend. So they got back Paul Reed. They matched the offer sheet of Utah. Get back their guy Paul Reed. Brett, start this with you. What you think about the Sixers getting back Paul Reed, getting their backup center back?
I think it's a great move. I think he's a phenomenal backup center. I think he's going to have a really long career because I think he'll peak as like a serviceable, like solid starter to a really good backup center. He's a high energy guy that can give you some good minutes off the bench. So I think he's a perfect guy to keep, and he's still young. So he's somebody you can keep around for a long while, and he's only going to improve from here. So I really like the move.
Fred said, go ahead, Jay.
Fred, CP3 can shoot, but he can also facilitate and put players in position to score. Like, he's definitely a point guard. He can get to his spot anytime. You know what Chris Paul going to do. He's going to get to that mid-range, and he's going to stroke it. He can hit the three. I mean, his better shot, yeah, Russ may be a little more athletic. That's cool, but Russ plays one way, and that's fast. If it ain't a fast break, like, nah. He all right. CP3 career a little bit better, bro. But
Gotcha.
No, I agree though. I think that re-signing the backup center, I think that's definitely huge. Considering Embiid's health issues and things of that nature. But I will say he better be ready because after this season he might be the starter. So see what's gonna happen with Embiid after this season, and he might have to get ready. We'll see.
Well,
but I like the move.
Well, Freddie, you can't ignore these numbers that Chris Paul got. 12-time All-Star, 5-time assist champion. So he can facilitate. He is an assist champion, just like Russell Westbrook, but he won it 5 times. He's a 6-time steals champion. He is a 6-time steals champion. Freddie said breaking news of six aside Kareem. Oh, come on, man. Chill out, man. Freddie with that talking about the he was 11-time All NBA. He made the 11. He made NBA All NBA 11 times, but this is early in his career. And he made 9-time All Defensive Teams. All Defensive Teams. So you can't ignore that. Can't ignore that. So he was a great defender. Russell Westbrook, yes, he was more athletic. I give you that. I give you that one right there. But 9-time All Defensive Team, 6-time Steals champion, and a 6 champion 5 times. Hey,
come on, man.
Hey, let me. Okay, I'm gonna go to Russell Westbrook number. Let's go. Let me go to Russell Westbrook. Let me go to his accolades. All right, so he's a 2-time scoring champ. He's better than him in scoring because he's athletic. He's a 3-time assist champ. He won. Chris Paul got it 5. He has no all defensive teams. Russ have no all defensive teams at all. He's a 9-time All-Star. Russell Westbrook. He's a 9-time All-Star. Chris Paul has 11. All rookie team. Chris Paul made the all rookie team. He is a 2-time MVP. He's got that over Chris Paul. He's a 26. He's the 26-17 MVP, and he's also made it to the 75. Anniversary team, and they both did make the NBA Finals. So they both did make the finals, Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals. So if you look at that. Hey, career numbers goes to Chris Paul. If you want to put career numbers, it goes to Chris Paul.
So Freddie, if Russ was so good, why y'all want him out of LA so bad? Y'all wanted Russ out of LA with the quickness, man. Would you rather have Chris Paul running your point, or would you have Russell Westbrook running the point? Because y'all wanted him, y'all blame him for everything. The light went out in the stadium, is Russ' fault. Somebody tripped on the foot, it's Russ' fault. It's Russ' fault.
Yeah, no, I'd say definitely not trying to slander Russ, but
yeah,
to me, the biggest separator between the two is defense. I think a lot of the times you're looking at with Russ, a lot of times you see him falling asleep on defense, but he has, the athleticism and the recovery speed to pull off like a chase down block to make up for it. Whereas Chris Paul has always been much better at staying in front of his guy and really just playing overall fundamentally sound defense. So to me, that's really the massive difference between the two, because I think Russell Westbrook's defense is a bit overblown because of all the highlight reel plays he does make on that end, but a lot of it is he fell asleep at the wheel and now he has to try to recover, which he'll get some of them, but there's a lot of times where he's just giving up easy buckets because of that.
Yeah, in the triple double thing like that, his athleticism does play a part, and he does be around the ball a lot. He's 6'3", so he's gonna be able to do that. Chris Paul, trust me, he can rebound as well. He just don't rebound as high as Russell Westbrook. But if you look at, you said bring up their numbers, and Chris Paul has the upper hand. Yes, Russell Westbrook is more aggressive than Chris Paul. He's more aggressive. Chris Paul is a pass first point guard. He's not a scorer.
Yeah. Chris Paul got that basketball IQ, man. He got that basketball IQ, but you can't underestimate that, man.
It's the reason why they call him the point guard. It's the reason why they call him that. It's the reason why
they call Westbrook.
So I got one more question. We're gonna get up out of here because I said we were gonna talk about it earlier. We didn't. But Brandon Miller, since we did bring up Wemby. Brandon Miller is also struggling so far. He's struggling with his jump shot. As well. And he's it look like he's fouling more than he's making actual shots. But I know we can all speculate he may be fine in the NBA. Jay, give me some positives and some concern. Same thing as Wemby, positives and concern.
I think me personally, I think he's pressing too much. I think he's trying to show that he was deserving of being the number 2 pick. And he's just taking a lot of bad shots. He's just pressing it too much. I think the one game he did have that was pretty good from what I can remember was against San Antonio, against Wemby. He played a little bit and, he let the game come to him. Obviously, he can get to his spots, he can get to his points, or he can get to where he needs to get to. He can shoot. He can definitely shoot, even though the numbers right now don't show that he can shoot. But I think he just got to get adjusted to the NBA game, man. These guys are still young. These guys, they're getting adjusted. And this is why they have summer league, so they can get a taste of what it's going to be like when they get to the NBA. So, yes, he does need to clean up the fouling. He does need to clean up the defense, move his feet a little bit more. But I think Brandon Miller's going to be fine, man. He's going to be good. But some concerns outside of I think his shot selection has been a little questionable as well. His defense, obviously, because he's been fouling, has been questionable. I think they also too he's better without the ball in his hand. I think a lot of the times they've had the ball in his hand, which he's trying to, like I said, he's been trying to do too much. When he has LaMelo is going to get it to him in his spot, and he's going to stroke it.
Got you. So go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it just comes down to he's just trying too hard right now. You're looking at a guy like he's fouling too much. He's like it really does seem like he's just sitting there trying to prove his worth, and that's good. And one of the things I do love about him is no matter how badly he's doing, you never see him putting his head down, jogging back on defense. Like he's always fighting, he's always competing. Love to see it. I'm not too worried about his struggles. I know a lot of people like to blow summer league struggles out of proportions. Not going to throw his name up there with Anthony Bennett quite yet, but overall, I think it's just going to come down to him just being more under control, him just kind of relaxing and letting the game come to him. And in the regular season, he's going to have LaMelo. Miles Bridges is going to be back, and even someone like Gordon Hayward's going to help a lot. So I think once you get him in the rotation and you have more vets and everybody that can take a pressure off of his plate, I think we're going to see him thrive and succeed, honestly.
Got you. So shout out to everybody that came into the show today. Shout out to the whole Empire Sports Network family. Shout out to Jay and Brett for coming on with me this morning. Jay, tell the people they can hit you up at, man.
Hey, man, I'm on all 4 social media platforms. Jay Jones. I'm not on Thread yet. I'm working my way over that way. 613 Fade Production, YouTube channel, The Man Cave Sports Podcast. New episode drops Saturday. So y'all more than welcome. Please go over, click, like, subscribe, check us out. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Brett, tell people they can follow you at.
You can follow my podcast Facebook page at Guardy3. I'm working on some new content for that right now. I'm not sure when it's going to drop yet because it's going to be a process, but I'll keep everybody updated. Otherwise, you can just follow me at Brett Gardapi on Twitter, or just find me on Facebook. I always love talking sports, and I'll talk it with anybody, honestly.
Who they want off the Bucks this time, Brett? What they talking about?
Right now we're trying to trade Bobby Portis, Grayson Allen, and Pat Connaughton.
Wow. So y'all know where y'all can follow me at, man. Y'all know where y'all can find me. Y'all can find me up here. The host of the morning show, the co-host of the 7200 seconds, me and Key. Pretty much sure we'll be talking about a lot of topics this weekend. But other than that, as for your host, Coach Dante, your boy Jay Jones, your boy Brett, we'll see you guys tomorrow in the next morning show. Peace out, you guys. Y'all have a good rest of your day.